This presentation demonstrates the value proposition for reality-based management. Let's begin by determining the definition for value. Value is defined as something that is so important that a person is willing to pay for it. In the world of projects, that means that the customer is willing to pay the project team to produce a product at a reasonable cost and a reasonable duration. The best way to determine the value proposition of reality-based management is to compare it to traditional management. Let's begin by taking a look at the traditional approach. In the traditional approach, we have a project management plan with a cost and a duration. In this particular case, the cost of our project is $616,400 and the duration is 340 days. The return on investment is 41%. But because our traditional plan has very little basis in reality, we don't really believe that the actual performance is going to equal the planned performance. So our confidence level in the plan is very low. In this particular case, our confidence level is calculated at 1%. And as I said, most of the time, the traditional result is a project that takes much longer and costs a great deal more money. In this particular case, the traditional result is $1,078,800, a duration of 493 days, and a return on investment of 22%. But because our traditional plan has very little basis in reality, we can be very confident in the traditional result. In this particular case, the calculated level for the traditional result is 95%. Now let's take a look at the reality-based approach. In the reality-based approach, we have a management plan as well. This plan usually is going to have a cost that is higher than the traditional plan and a duration that is longer than the traditional plan. In this particular case, the cost is $794,307. The duration is 424 days, and the return on investment is 31%. The additional time and cost is because our reality-based plan has a firm foundation in reality. That means that we can be very confident that the actual performance of the project will equal the realistic plan. In this particular case, the confidence level in our realistic plan is 95%. And indeed, the realistic result does equal the realistic plan. As you can see, the cost, duration, and return on investment equal the realistic plan. We now have enough information that we can calculate the value proposition for reality-based management. It's going to be the difference between the traditional result and the realistic result. Our value proposition for reality-based management includes a cost savings of $462,400, a duration savings of 69 days, and a return on investment savings of 9%. So in summary, you can see there is very real value in the reality-based approach in terms of cost, duration, and return on investment. But there is another value that is equally important, the value of certainty. We can be very certain that the actual performance of the project will equal the realistic plan.